The team at Faros Properties have shown the promise of smart adaptive reuse. Most recently, the team's success is shown in the creative TechFlex renovation for two tenants important to Pittsburgh's innovation economy, Gecko Robotics and Castle Biosciences. Gecko Robotics has leased over 67,000 square feet of mixed-use space at Nova Place. Gecko Robotics develops and operates robots and software to automate infrastructure inspections. The new space includes testing and development facilities to grow the capabilities of Gecko's industrial inspection bots. The two-story testing area with the ceiling stripped away for robot testing on indoor infrastructure. The testing area is also equipped with a number of other installations to assist in training the robots. Castle Biosciences signed a deal for a long-term lease of more than 40,000 square feet at Nova Place. The space that will combine wet lab space and office and will enable Castle to expand the local operations of Diagnostics Incorporated, a startup whose TissueCypher technology uses artificial intelligence to analyze tissue biopsies for esophageal cancer. This is a life sciences win for the region and a good sign for future investments.
Jeremy, in commercial real estate, we all want growing tech firms or life science firms because they tend to be great tenants. Can you tell me a little bit about what your team's strategies were in attracting Gecko Robotics and Castle Biosciences to Nova Place?
Nova Place is a special project. It has unique infrastructure and it has a unique scale. It's also the headquarters of Faros Properties, so we care deeply about its success. Every day our employees are there working on the vision of the project. And what we've done at Nova Place is we've really focused and spent a lot of time and energy on placemaking. And that includes amenities, entertainment, it includes programming, and fostering general engagement. What's important to our tenants, our prospective tenants and our existing tenants, most important in general is recruitment of talent. And that's what we've really focused on. Recruitment and retaining existing talent and new talent.
How did you work with your tenants to produce a product that met their growing needs?
The key is the team and starting up front. It's open communication with the tenants, having CBRE on the leasing team, open that communication really quickly and early, understanding the tenant's needs, and then transitioning into the design phase with R3A architects and Next Architecture, and then in the construction phase with Burns & Scala Construction and Faros Construction doing the build-outs. We also involve our operational team early in the process. So during the design phase, construction phase, and then into operations, and the ongoing term of the lease, they're involved throughout that whole process. So it makes the transition very easy. We understand the needs and the ongoing operations of the tenants, and it works out really well that way.
What sort of challenges presented in the building out of the space for growing robotics and life science firms?
Yeah, so I think Gecko and Castle Biosciences were a little bit different in challenges. The infrastructure was there, as I mentioned, but Gecko, robotics needs are slightly different. So one challenge is they needed, a huge clear height to do testing in. And we got creative and actually removed about 5,000 square feet of the floor, gave them double height, 30-foot clear space. And that's us working collaboratively together and knowing that up front and including in the negotiations and lease and everything. Castle Biosciences, biggest challenge with them was probably their phasing plan. They are growing quickly. So currently phase 1 had to be planned to support the next phase. So that took a lot of time up front to make that planning and design basically both phases and truncate it as needed to accommodate phase 1 and grow for phase 2.
The biggest challenge is making sure that there aren't any gaps in expectations or what the needs will be up front. We find that we can build what needs to get built as long as we know where the target is. And a lot of times these types of users may not be able to know for sure in 5 years what are their power requirements going to be. what are the physical design elements that they're going to need in the future. Whenever you can really clarify what that will look like, generator sizes, details like that, then it's achievable, but the challenge is making sure that everyone has a good understanding from day one of what the design and build out is going to require.
There's always challenges with any project. I think especially with robotics companies as well as life science companies, firms that are growing fairly quickly, trying to balance their needs today with what they'll need in the future is probably the largest constant challenge for us. We try and come up with a strategic plan for that and execute it to the best of our abilities and work with and be flexible with our tenants as they continue to grow and have ongoing needs.